I'm gonna take like 4 of day 4 of our deep clean and purge. I started videoing earlier on my phone and then got into cleaning, and my phone's not gonna work. So anyways, what we're cleaning today is our front entryway, and I think that's, and then I don't know what else I'm gonna get to because we're late in the day right now starting stuff off. I started cleaning the baseboards, the floor, and the walls. Basically, because this is our entryway and we live on a dirt road, we have dirt driveway, it just gets dirty in here. So one of the bumps that we've already run into is in cleaning the walls. We found a bunch of owl stamps. Like, someone took a stamp of an owl and like stamped all over in some areas of the wall, and I thought magic eraser would just take it off, or we tried a couple other cleaners and nothing's taking it off. And then we also have wax all over one wall because somebody threw something into the front entryway and knocked the Scentsy warmer back into the wall, and it had red wax in it and the wall is white, so it stained it. It's pink. The wax is off, but it stained it pink. So Warren was like, okay, forget it. He's like, just go buy paint because it's not even worth it. And it does need to be repainted, but like I had said in a previous video, really our entire first floor needs to be repainted. It's almost been about 6 years since we painted, and there's a lot of people in the house and a lot of fingers, and so anyways, we are gonna start pulling stuff off the walls in here, and I'm not gonna fill holes because everything's going right back where it is now as far as the wall hangings and stuff like that. We're just gonna pull those nails out of the wall, paint, and then put them back up. Warren will pop off the trim, and he is going to pop off the we have a window, an octagon shaped window in this area. He's gonna pull the trim off of that and make it a little bit easier to paint. You know, not having to be so careful. I'm gonna tape off the stairs, and then also one issue that we always have in this front entryway is power supply. We only have one outlet, and whenever we have to, like if I want to decorate for Christmas and put lights up on the stairway, I have to run an extension cord across the floor, and it's not great. So Warren added another outlet for me. So while I was at Walmart getting the paint, he put an outlet in, and he's finishing getting the basement kind of cleaned up from where he cut drywall out and did that kind of stuff, and that's where we're at. So we've already cleaned the floor, we've cleaned the baseboard, we've like vacuumed and swept the floor, cleaned the baseboards, and so now we are going to get ready to paint, and hopefully, because it's not such a large area, it won't take very long. So there we go. Okay, so we're gonna wrap up today. It is close to 7:30, 8 o'clock. It's bedtime for all the little ones. We start our, nighttime routine around this time. We did finish painting, so I guess instead of deep clean and purge this area, we ended up deep clean and redo. We'll pick up tomorrow. Warren has a commitment tomorrow morning. I have a short commitment as well, but hopefully we can get in and out of the house quick to get those things taken care of, and then finish up this room and then move into our main living room of the house. All the curtains are down in that area. We just washed one set of them that's a darker color. The rest of them are all white, so I didn't want to wash them together. But see, we did get a little bit done in that room, but because we moved everything out of the entryway and because we were busy, we get that whole worse before it's better scenario happening there. So tomorrow is going to be a full family pull their weight type of a day to try to get this wrapped up. And then I might have to do a second coat of paint in here in some places. Actually, it'd be kind of more like a third coat. But I want to see it in the natural light so I can determine if I really need to do that. And then up at the ceiling, we have these brackets that hold the cording for all of our security cameras that are in our house. And some of them drop right through the ceiling and some of them don't, and these ones don't. They're in these brackets, but the brackets go and then they stop, and then the cords are just there, and then they're in a bracket again. It's really just to hold them up to the ceiling. So we're trying to think of what we want to do to make that look less tacky, and so we're thinking about maybe crown molding or some sort of molding that maybe we can router the back side out of and put the cords behind that. So we haven't decided, really haven't even looked into that much or researched that much. But again, we're gonna wrap up for tonight. Little ones are definitely needing to go to bed. They're struggling. So anyways, we'll pick up tomorrow and show you everything else, and hopefully we'll be able to show you the end result for this room. So we are on day 4, part 2. Or day 5, not quite sure yet what we're gonna call it, but we're here. Got up first thing this morning, and Warren and I took a look at the front entryway. The sun rises on the other side of our house, so I kind of wanted to wait until there was a little bit more natural light in this area to decide if I was pleased or okay with where things were at. And it's not bad. I am pleased. There are a couple spots that I need to go over another time with a roller, but it's not even enough space to where I feel like I need to pour paint into a paint pan. It's literally like maybe a roll here, like with the little roller, in like 2 or 3 spots. So I'm gonna do that this morning. Warren has a commitment with the fire department, so he's off doing that. Hopefully by the time that he gets home, not only can I have this area, like those spots painted, but then I need to clean the walls in the stairwell right down here and get some of that cleaning done, and then we'll move into the living room. I keep seeing videos on Facebook, ads of like people cleaning, and there's one that keeps popping up, and it kind of depicts this woman as like doing a deep clean and like, oh, I've got to, get back control back in my house, and she's got like 10 cups in the sink, and oh, we didn't clean up from breakfast, and there's like a muffin pan. That's it. And there's like 2 or 3 bags on the floor and a pair of shoes. And this is like a massive clean for her. And I'm thinking, I remember those days. I do remember like when Barrett was a baby, and I was like, oh my gosh, we just came home and we've got a diaper bag out and maybe his blanket, and I had to get this tidied up. But good gracious, now if we go out and we all go out at once and we all come back together, we have 9 pairs of shoes, 9 jackets, diaper bag, car seat, blankets, typically hats and gloves, during this time of year. Yeah. So I think my perception of what a mess is has changed as we've added to our family, but it's really super easy then to get cluttered. So one of the things that we need to tackle in that living room area are papers. We have papers everywhere. School papers, coloring pages. I don't even know, some of them are Masons. I don't even know. Recipes, because we've printed out a couple of recipes lately. And those things just need to go, and find their homes. Most of the time we store, all of our important paperwork and bills and stuff in our room. And so we definitely will end up having to go through all of those because we have stuff saved that we don't need to keep saved. So we have a lot of work cut out for us. And I'm hoping to just kind of get back in the routine of keeping up with those things a little bit better. So we'll see. Off for today, and have fun watching us in our legitimate mess. we are finally ready to work on the living room. The girls are finishing up in the entryway. Nicole's cleaning the glass. Amelia is trying to mop. But next we're going to be here in the living room. Like I said, some of it's just gotten worse because of the entryway. So we have some tools and stuff like that out that need to go back. Obviously the baby gate needs to be put back up once we're done in that front entryway. And then the wood stove area is what I'm going to focus on now. And the piano I started kind of making piles of paper so that when I'm doing the wood stove area, Nicole can help take care of some of those papers. And then once I have the area around the wood stove cleaned as far as like dusted, I am going to have Jacob burn a bunch of these boxes and stuff that are on the floor at the end of the piano. Those are leftovers from Christmas. We still have a couple more upstairs, so that's where we're at. First injury of our cleaning and purge, I just was scrubbing the top of the wood stove with a steel scrubby and just split my finger a little bit, but I wanted to get my hands washed to get that off my hand. I touch my nose ring a lot because it works out, especially like if I move my nose. So anyways, I wanted to get my hands cleaned and get the cut cleaned out and that sort of stuff before we went on. But our wood stove is always a struggle for us. We keep water on top of it in cast iron kettles throughout the winter to help add moisture to the house, and they tend to then get water on the top of the stove at different points. So it's not really rusty bad, but it definitely could be maybe polished but not necessarily restored. So if you have a great way of doing that or a product that you've used before that you'd recommend, shoot me a comment, because we have some that we bought, but I'm kind of afraid to use it because it says Like you have to do it when the stove is cold, after it's been sanded down and all this other stuff, and then that it causes a good deal of smoke once the stove heats. So obviously it's not something that I want to do now, but I really don't want my house filling with smoke either. So anyways, if you have any experience with that, let me know. And then maybe sooner or later I will become brave enough to do it.
part of our project took a lot longer than expected, but we got a lot done. We replaced our blinds in the living room, put up floating shelves above the windows, took care of a lot of clutter, then cleaned and rearranged the furniture. Our front entryway got a makeover with fresh paint for a completely updated look. The new crown moldings hide all of the camera cords. We also rearranged this area and took out the bench. We just don't use it and it collects clutter. To complete it all, the stairwell got cleaned up and decluttered. Stay tuned for our next deep clean and purge, and don't forget to like and subscribe.